What is going on, YouTube? So we can't, it's like, it's gorgeous over there, but not so nice over there. And I need to do fiberglass work, and fiberglass work and water don't go good together. I was trying to film a planer fishing video the other day for everybody's. Forgot to turn the camera on to record when we got our first bite. We caught a couple tuna. So yeah, didn't record that. And it was a full moon, so like as soon as the sun came up basically, and it was like full blast, we didn't catch anything for the rest of the time. But have a new project to mess around with for a little bit. I got these nice pieces of wood, like they were like cabinet shelves or something. My buddy was throwing them out the other day when I was leaving his house after fishing. And I have this area in here. Let's go check it out. There's a dog. What up, Bo? Bo dog. There's a bunch of junk. Anyway, so go through here. Lights on. And this, don't mind this. My wife likes to throw random stuff. This is the problem. I have way too many fishing poles and not enough storage. So I keep wanting to build a rack here that has a lot more storage, because I mean there's poles over there too. Yeah, so this is chaos. So I had a great idea the other day. Let's go back and I'll show you the idea. Watch out, dog. So, as I said in a previous video, I am a plumber. And being a plumber, I have a lot of PVC. So this is 1.5-inch pipe. It makes a good rod holder size. And these are called test caps, so these go on the end of the pipe, like so. So the plan is, because I didn't want, I'm gonna have a bunch of tubes going through this thing, and I didn't want to use just like a raw 2x4 and then have to stain it and all that to like separate these. So one is like this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to take you guys along the whole process, is these lovely things are called Forstner bits. It's a specialty drill bit. What it does, I just have to find one, which that one's almost perfect. That one's just a touch small. Let's see if, what is that? It's 2 1/8. Doesn't sound right. Oh, these are all mixed up. Alright, well that one's too big. That one will work for this. Alright, well anyway, so the plan is Forstner bit drills a flush hole. We're going to drill a hole that this guy can get glued in to, like so. So this is nice and flush in the top and the bottom. And then we cut a piece of pipe. These are glued in, put the leg however far we want the leg, and then we just have this nice seamless pipe going from one to the other. And then we'll drill a bunch of holes through here. We'll flare the edge of this out so it sticks out on a little bit of an angle, and then have the pipe go through into both ends. That's my idea. So I'm gonna stick you guys on the chair. I'm gonna move this table, and we'll get to laying out and building things. so the first part we're going to do is lay this out. So we want to do 1.5 inches, and lay 1.5 inches. That gives us our distance off. 1.5 inches. I highly recommend using a straight edge. This is your first time doing that. You have to press very lightly, because what happens is if you press too hard over the bend, you'll actually bend this out, and you also have to pull it really tight. But this is just a quick, rough project. It's going to get a bunch of rods thrown in and out of it, so I'm really not super concerned. I want it to look nice, but it's not a showpiece by any means. So, rough and rudimentary. Hence why I'm sliding it around on the concrete. Oh, I also highly recommend closing the tools before loading them with sawdust. Alright, but that's the game plan. So 4 holes, that'll get glued in there. Pipe will get cut. Another cap glued within there. Let's go measure real quick. See what we need. Maybe do that before we go inside. The wife wants to kill us. Hey, Bodog. Alright. Alright, so some of these rods are tall. That one plenty tall, but some of these, like this one's real short. Thinking 10, maybe 12 inches will be fine. That one will just touch. Most of the rest of them are tall. I think that'll be alright. One of these. That one. Maybe we'll split it. We'll do 11-inch pieces. I don't know. The good thing is, you can always make the thing 11 and the tubes stick up higher. So so the tubes could always stick out. Like, could actually make the tubes whatever. We'll do a 10-inch feet, and then we can do the tubes. We'll do 10-inch feet, so this thing's 10 inches apart, and then we can make the tubes anywhere. Maybe even 8 inches, because we got half and a half. That'll make 9. We'll do 9. That way we got 10 total. Because this is a half for people that don't understand what I'm doing here. So this is a 1/2-inch board. Oh, this is actually a good border. I need to put you guys back here. Hold on. So this is a 3/4 board. But actually my feet are going to be sunk into it at 1/2 inch. So yeah, we're about a 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch in. So if we were to do 9, yeah, we could do a 10-inch foot. It'll be roughly 10. It'll be a quarter inch and a 1/4 inch on top. 10.5. So if we did 9.5, it'll come out to around 10. All right. So now we're gonna line out the rows. So we want to get half of this. All right. Well, there was like a million birds squawking in the background, and I wasn't very good at explaining what I was doing here because I was trying to think about what I was doing here. But what I got going on is basically, in order to lay out all the rod holders and have them all symmetrical, I am splitting the board up. So like I divided it in half, and then I divided that half in half again to give me the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 even rows of rod holders that I'm going to have in this. And then I spun it around and I did it the other way. So you divide it in half, and that gives you a middle row, and then you divide that in half again, and then that gives you another set of rows, and everything will be evenly spaced out when you do it like that, and look nice and symmetrical, and you don't have to try to guess where you're going to put things. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, just measuring and evenly spacing everything out so I have nice symmetrical lines with all the different holes for the pipe to go through. Corners are going to be Foster drilled so that the caps can go in so that they stop, and all the rest are going to be drilled all the way through, so that way we can slide the pipe down and the pipe sets in the hole and sticks out the top, and then I'll show you how we flare it. All right, and with a little movie magic, we got these are drilled all the way through so PVC can go through. Those only drilled partially through. I ran out of test caps, so I have to get more test caps. But we got those glued in. So now this is gonna go like so. Just gotta line them all up. There's one. Sorry. You wanna be my camera person? Hold that. You gotta hold it on me, on this thing. That one, there's one. There's the other one. And there's that one. They're all lined up. Whoa! Glue needs to dry a little bit more.
They're a little wiggly?
Yeah, once the glue dries, it'll be good though. Okay. Now, next cool thing. Alright, so what we got now, what we're gonna do now is, in order to put a nice flare on the pipe, oh, careful. We're gonna heat this up. Now we take it and push it on the bottle. let it cool. And that gives you a nice flared end. And that way, once we put that in there, you have a nice flared edge for the rod to sit in. And we just gotta make a lot more. Get some more pipe because we ran out of pipe. And we need the glue to dry because it's a little shaky. But we're getting there.
It's a little bit.
What is up, YouTube? We are back. We are gonna finish the rod holder. We got more pipe, and I'm gonna take you along on the journey. Also got a fancy hat. Put GoPro on. Now, one issue. You only got 20 foot of pipe, and if I make all these 12 inches, it is going to be I'd need 23 feet of pipe. 12 inches, 23 holes, 23 feet of pipe. So I think I'm gonna do these 10 inches and maybe these 10 inches, and then the inside one's 12. So that way the rods with smaller holes. I also need to find my tape measure. I don't know where my tape measure went. Let's see if we can find a tape measure. Tape measure. Alright, so yeah, so 10 inches will put the flare, because I think this one was 12 and then flared. Yeah, so this was 12 and then flared out. So you can see at 2 inches, might have to do 11 and a half, because otherwise the flare may touch the thing. I can always buy more pipe. I think I'm gonna do it at 10. Maybe we'll do like 10 and a quarter. Just give just a little bit. I also gotta get this down so I can flare it out. Alright, so let's do. We should have 10 there. Yeah, 10. We're gonna do 10 and a half. That way we have a little bit of room. They have these things. I actually have some in my van. I'm gonna go get them. It's called an escutcheon, and basically what we do is when this pipe, so let's say like this in the plumbing world, oh, it's not gonna fit anyway. So this pipe would be sticking out of your wall for your sink drain to go into in order to cover this hole. So it's a nice fancy looking thing. It's a chrome plate that slides over this and is nice and machined and all chrome. So I'm gonna get a bunch of escutcheons and put escutcheons on all of these so they look super nice and clean. All right, let's get this. Let's get after it. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect when it's flared out. Just test real quick, make sure, and then we'll cut all of them. Now this can also be done with a heat gun instead of a booyah. Perfect. That is money. With a heat gun instead of a torch, if you don't want to have an open flame. Need to hold that on there a little longer. Didn't really. Like to have that flared out a little bit more, I think. What's not helping is the edge is cooling because I didn't drink enough of the beer, so the bottle's cold up top. Perfect. Boom. Also, it doesn't have to be beer. You could use a soda bottle. I also thought about using the hitch on my truck, like the receiver, like the smaller ball one. I bet that would work pretty good. All right, let's keep going. Let's see, how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Got 11 of them. No, I wouldn't play. Look at one time. There more. Play the top 10. What's up, Bodog? Get it. Get it. Get him. Go get him. Go get him. Get it. Come. Good boy. Sit. Paw, good boy. Lay. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, Paw. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Stay. Boom. Just like that. We have a rod holder. Rod rack. Or it could be like the hardest game of beer bomb. Let's go put it inside. Alright, look at that. That is awesome. One thing I've never really liked, some of these rods, like this one, like these Avids, they don't, I've been resting them on the guides and I really hate that. I mean, it's not on the guide, it's on the metal below the guide. And then other rods like this, they pop out, just kind of annoying. Now we got that. Boom! A little bit of movie magic there. Everything fits. This gives me room for like some of the extra rods that I have to back there in the holder. Booyah. It's still chaos. But at least now nothing's leaning up with the guides laying against the wall.
Oh, my body's breathing, it's just you.